everyone. Welcome to Educators on the Go. It's a space for educators who are serious about advancing their career and their profession. My name is Xiomara Collins Moreno, and I've been on in this journey for 30 years. I'd like to share some of the stories and some of the ways in which you can advance your career. We're going to hear a story today about someone who did just that. They advanced their career, they took the challenge, made a decision, and made things happen for them. I hope you enjoyed this video. Being a teacher should never be something where we reconsider the end. On the contrary, we should be thinking about going forward, next levels, and this is a teacher who did just that. I want to introduce Eulalio Arcia. Well, my name is Xiomara Collins Moreno, and I'm also an educator. I've been a teacher for close to 30 years, and I have done so much, and I want to share many of the experiences that other teachers are doing right now. So, Eulalio, why don't you give us a little bit about how we met and how you took off?
Hello, everyone. Swadee Kap. This is something I learned when I lived in Thailand for 4 years. My name is Eulalio Elias Arcia. I am from la provincia de Coclé, very proudly from El Potrero de la Pintada. And I remember that I met Mrs. Moreno, I still call her like that, at the International School of Panama because I was teaching Spanish as a second language and she was teaching math. And we became very close. And one of the things that brought us together is when we had the peer observations that she went to observe my lessons and then I went to observe her lessons and then we shared the experience, we gave feedback to one another, and that was very meaningful. And I think that that was the moment that we got very close and we started from there.
So I think, you're right, you're so correct, Eulalio. And I also was able to see that you had so much potential. And I think I told you that you have the
Yes.
potential to do more. And we were at an international school, which anyone would think that's a very outstanding level, but you could do more. And one of the things I suggested to you was consider traveling abroad, right? Because you were hired in Panama as a local teacher.
Yes.
And I saw the potential in you being from the United States. I said, this is more than what you have to offer. So tell me, I know we talked about it. What did you do to start that process?
First of all, I started dreaming. As a kid, I always dreamt of doing things. And the same dream that I had to work at the International School of Panama, ISP, after I had a conversation with you, I remember when you told me, oh, I used to live in New York, and if you have the experience to go overseas, I thought about that. So I made the decision to start dreaming of going internationally. And I did the right thing, talk to the right people, get more information about this, talk to teachers who had been an ISP for 2 or 3 years, and then they were planning to leave because I was very, let's say, oblivious to everything, how it worked. I didn't know anything.
Yes.
And I thought it was just easy sending my CV to all the schools. No, there is a process, and there are companies that provide you with the service and support you in the process. So that's what I did. I talked to the right people to get information and to learn more about this.
And who did you talk to? What company did you use? You remember?
Yes. Well, first of all, at that time, I talked to Julia Reinen because I remember that I was having lunch with her and also Miss Morningstar. I don't remember her name right now, but they were talking like, oh, an interview at 2 a.m. in the morning, and I'm going to Jakarta. I'm going to Saudi Arabia. So I asked them, how do you do that? What do you do in order to be able to come here and then go overseas again? And they told me about Search Associates.
Yes.
Yes, Search Associates, and they sent me all the information, and I took it from there because I believe in myself, in my skills, in my potential, as you told me many times, and I said, okay, I'm ready to do it, and that's where I started.
Right. And one of the things, so what did they ask you for when some of the certifications that they requested from you? What did they request?
Well, search associates for me is very reliable because of the everything that they do in order to make sure that you are proficient in the language and that you have all the credentials in order to work overseas. First of all, I reached out to them. I had to complete my CV, all the reference letters from my supervisors, from parents, from colleagues, and also upload all the degrees that I had finished at that time, my bachelor's degree and my master's degree, and all the experience. Having been at the ISP for 8 years was precious for me because I have been working with the Common Core.
Curriculum.
Yes, yeah, the Common Core, and also I was familiar with IB, and all of that, helped me just put my foot on international teaching.
Right. And what about the benefits? What do you think are some of the benefits to working abroad?
Well, some of the benefits working abroad, first of all, to be honest, you grow professionally. You become more, let's say, proficient in the language that you already speak. In my case, I had to teach my classes in English. Culturally, you learn a lot, but professionally, you grow a lot because you go from a school where you are on your comfort zone and putting your foot in an international school, in my case, Thailand, that was like what I needed in order to equip myself and become the professional that I am nowadays. Aside from those benefits, of course, leaving your country, and we all know that many of these schools offer their perks, housing allowance, the 1 year round trip. Some school pay the taxes, others you have to pay out of the salary, but they offer you a really good salary so you can pay taxes, and bonus every 2 years when you finish your contract. Then they give you a bonus. So there are many benefits in different ways, and that's why I think it's a good idea for teachers to take on this experience.
Yeah, and I think that also um, you coming back, you coming back to Panama turned out to be excellent for you as well because you also came back. What was that like?
Well, first I remember that I said that I was going to be in Thailand for 2 years. Okay, 2 years, and I come back to Panama. I stayed there for 4 years. Then I decided to come back for a sabbatical year in Panama. And that turned out to be that I decided to go overseas again. And I went to Turkey to work in Turkey. Yes, I worked there. Because of family reasons, I made the decision to come back to Panama. And it has been, for me, powerful as an educator because I my supervisors don't see me, or whenever, like when I had my first interview here with Integra Schools to work in Penonomé teaching math, grade 1 to grade 4, which was something new for me, but they wanted to give me the opportunity, and I want to be close to my mother and my parents. I remember that when they see your CV, they say, wow, what a CV you have, the experience. And they always see you as someone who is going to bring new things to the table in teaching, methodology, and in many things. So when I had the opportunity to move to the city, where I remember Ms. Farhana Patel, the director of all the Oxford schools, she said, when I saw your CV, I really wanted to interview you because I know that there's a lot that you can offer to the school, and I could see in your CV this passion for teaching and all of the experience. And I really wanted to know who Eulalio Arcia was. So it is impressive when you have this in your CV, your experience. Coming back to my home country and being able to share my experience and support my colleagues and just being home, but after growing up professionally, it's different. It feels different for me.
And what about the student population? Were there any challenges that you faced?
Well, in Thailand, as a Latino, like how Latinos are, our personality, we are very vibrant, we are very noisy sometimes. Being in Thailand at the beginning was hard to connect with the students, with the parents, but it takes time. The first thing what I did was just to be more understanding of the culture and respect the culture. Because I was, when I started there, I was the person, the teacher invading their space. So I connected with the students and I just had to learn what was appropriate in class, what wasn't, and make sure that this relationship with the students was professional and healthy until they got to know me better. And after we connected, I felt like swimming in safe waters. But it takes time. It takes time.
And I think the beauty of teaching is also sometimes putting yourself in the student's shoes, where we realize what it's like to be new somewhere, what it's like to be coming from abroad for them. And I think all that helps the student population understand that teacher understands me.
Yes.
Isn't it? And I think that that's one of the beautiful things that we've experienced. I will tell, and I think, where are you right now? So, what are you doing right now?
Well, I'm working at the Oxford School, Paso del Norte. I'm the secondary coordinator. I started here last year as an English and literature teacher. I was happy with that, being back into the classroom. However, I finished a master's degree last year in educational leadership with Framingham State University that offers an excellent online program. And the school gave me the opportunity to grow and to just make the move to be in a leadership position. And that's what I'm doing right now. And I feel very happy. I feel that I'm in the right place and that I have made the right decision, because I was planning to go back overseas again. And had an interview to go to Korea and another interview. And I said, I'm going to stay because I'm ready to be in a leadership position and share with my colleagues and students and make a difference in the school.
Excellent, excellent. I applaud you all the way. You're one of my true stories, my testaments of it can be done. It can be done. It can be a wonderful experience, Eulalio, and you're doing exactly what teachers should do. You should never stop studying. You can keep going. And that's one of the beautiful things that, all these other schools look for. So again, you're young, you're vibrant, you have learned cultures. And I think being inclusive, we talk about global education, but many times we don't really know what that means. Now we know, correct? And I think, as you said, it's valuable when a school sees you and sees your CV and they realize this person understands what it is to be global.
Yeah.
And there's no price tag to that, So again, I am just tickled to death that we were able to connect, we could meet. I'm going to be working with teachers from around the world. I'm going to link in some information at the bottom of the video so that teachers can connect. And, if you have any questions, just email or, send them in and I'll try to find them the answers for you. But definitely, oh, the other thing I want to ask you. So having gone through the pandemic, we were just talking that being hybrid is actually a good thing.
It is.
Isn't it? So did you have to add to it? I mean, every school has your new applications, new apps to learn. How was that for you?
For me, at first it was a shock because I was in Thailand and COVID. Asia was like the first part of the world that was struck by COVID. So we were very anxious and nervous. And all of a sudden, I remember a Sunday afternoon that I woke up from my nap and I had like 20 calls from my colleagues calling me like, oh, Eulalio, we are going to start online because of this and that. And that was new for us. However, the school did a great job. By the way, Concordian International School in Bangkok, amazing school, great leaders, and they did a great job in order to provide us with the tools. They gave us training, and in 3 days, we were ready to start online. And it was a really good experience because I am from the old school, honestly. I have been teaching for almost 22 years. So I was like, teaching online, what is that? Getting to understand the dynamic, but it also helped me grow. So this is one of the highlights from the pandemic, that I was able to become more proficient in using technology and use this tool to teach. And that worked pretty well.
And I'm just going to touch a little bit on your personal side. For example, I remember at the time you bought an apartment in Panama, or a
Yes.
condo or something, and your first thought was, how do I leave? How do I leave my apartment? And my idea to you was rent it out, And did you do that? What did you do with the apartment? And your
Well, I was this close to getting my apartment, but things didn't work as expected. And honestly, I had to make a decision between staying here to wait for my apartment, to get my apartment, or leave the country and go to Thailand. I made the decision to go overseas because I said to myself, I will have an opportunity in the future to get an apartment, but I am not pretty sure if I will be given the opportunity to work overseas. And I remember that was the decision I had to make. My mother told me, go for that because that has been your dream for a while and go for it. There's no way to step back now. And that's what I did. So no
Right,
regret.
and that's great. That's great. And this is important, Eulalio, because I'm also explaining to teachers that they should be really considering what's out there. I mean, we have many different companies that will help you find the information, help you find schools, prepare you for those international interviews, help you work to find what's a good salary, what's a good benefit package. And even if you have kids, you can also try to work with the school if, for example, a husband-wife team, all these things can be done. But again, as you said, with information, having the information at your fingertips and being able to reach out and ask questions. And if you
Yeah.
remember, I was never shy.
Yeah, you were never shy. And there is a big community of international teachers out there that can help you. Honestly, whenever I have the time to talk to a colleague, I tell them, go for it. I know that it's scary, that you don't know how it will turn out to be at the end, but just go for the experience. Because at the end of the day, what we take with us, the experience that we have had where either locally or internationally, of course, is even better.
And you set yourself aside already. You've already established that you're not better than someone else, but your skills
Yes,
are to be tapped into now. That's really where we now, what we call, have a cutting edge, because now
correct.
you've seen and you've worked with curriculums from another world, from another country, Turkey and Thailand, the International School of Panama. There's just so many that you can work with. And this is what brings value to your teaching degrees.
And
This
it
is
also gives you the confidence, to be honest, because I used to be very like kind of shy and scared, of my skills. And now I'm here and I say, okay, in 2 years, if I want to go overseas, I'm not afraid of making the move because being there, out there, gives you the confidence to believe in yourself and what you're able to do as an educator, as a teacher, and as a professional.
absolutely. I'm so glad that I was able to cross paths with you, and see you mature and grow into this wonderful educator. And definitely anything that you can continue. And I have some information where you can get grants or, scholarships for international teachers. I'm going to send that to you as well.
Oh, great. Thank you very
Okay.
much. I
So
appreciate
the
it.
learning will continue.
The learning will
Okay.
continue. Yes.
Thank you, Eulalio. Thank you. And I wish you all the best. All the best.
Right.
Okay. Stay in
Thank
touch.
Yeah, thank you very, very much for the opportunity. Kopun Kap.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for joining me on Educators on the Go, where we continue to celebrate the journey of educators as they advance and push the boundaries of their careers. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more stories and more knowledge as we proceed on how to make a change in our lives, advancing in careers internationally. Take care.